How to speak elegantly. Conversation mistakes to avoid. Speak like a lady. The world listens differently to a woman who speaks with calm certainty. Elegant speech isn't about perfection. It's about self-respect, clarity, and care. I've worked with women learning to lead, love, and live more intentionally, and speech is always the turning point. Could one conversation shift how you're perceived forever? Stay with me, because by the end, I'll share a technique that instantly softens your tone while strengthening your presence. Mistake 1. Avoid rising intonation at the end of statements. One of the quickest ways to sound unsure, even when you aren't, is by letting your voice rise at the end of a sentence. It's that upward inflection that turns a statement into something that sounds like a question. You've likely caught yourself doing this when introducing yourself. I'm Sarah? Or even when you're sure about something. I think that's the right direction? You know the answer, but the way it lands sounds hesitant, like you're waiting for approval. This pattern doesn't just affect how others respond to you. It slowly chips away at your own sense of certainty. And most times, it's unconscious. But it sends a message. I'm not fully confident in what I'm saying. There's a better way. End your sentences with a gentle downward inflection. That simple shift grounds your words. So instead of I'm Sarah, say I'm Sarah. Hear the difference? It's calm. Final. Clear. No extra performance, just a small vocal choice that changes how you're received. When you speak this way, your voice feels settled. And when your voice feels settled, people trust what you say, even before they agree with it. Mistake 2. Resist the urge to fill silences. Pause with presence. Silence can feel uncomfortable, like a space that needs to be filled quickly, or else something's gone wrong. But in truly elegant speech, silence isn't a gap to be fixed. It's a tool. A pause held with calm presence can say more than a rush of words ever could. Think about how you respond when someone asks you a thoughtful question. The pressure to answer instantly might make you speak before you've really gathered your thoughts. But what if, instead, you paused? Took a breath. Let the silence hold for just a beat. That pause tells the other person and yourself that your response is being chosen, not just blurted. This kind of silence shows confidence. It shows you're comfortable with your own pace, and most importantly, it gives your words weight. When you pause after making a point, it gives your listener a moment to take it in. You're not performing, you're present. So the next time a silence arrives, don't rush to fill it. Stay with it. Let it breathe. Because silence, when carried with grace, becomes part of your voice. Mistake 3. Drop disclaimers like, I might be wrong, but... There's a habit many women pick up without realizing it, softening their opinions before they've even spoken. It often sounds like, I might be wrong, but, or this probably doesn't make sense, but. These little disclaimers may feel polite or humble, but they quietly teach people to doubt what you say, even when your point is solid. The moment you lead with apology, the focus shifts away from your message and toward whether you should be saying it at all. And the truth is, you don't need to earn permission to speak thoughtfully. Instead of saying, I might be wrong, but I think we should try a new approach, try, I think a new approach could work here. It's still respectful, still open, but now it's rooted in calm conviction. Confidence isn't the same as arrogance. It's simply trusting your own thoughts enough to express them clearly. You don't have to oversell. You don't have to explain why you deserve to speak. Just speak. And let the quality of your thought do the rest. Mistake 4. Refuse the habit of over-explaining simple things. There's a quiet pressure many women feel to make sure no one misunderstands, misreads, or feels uncomfortable. That pressure often turns into over-explaining, and while it comes from a good place, it can make your words feel scattered or uncertain. You might notice it when you're giving instructions. I just thought maybe if it's not too much trouble, you could, but only if it makes sense. Or when you're setting a boundary. I hope it's okay. I mean, I don't want to seem rude, but I really can't make it this weekend. The problem isn't your message. It's the weight of all the extra words wrapped around it. Clear, concise speech respects both your intelligence and the listeners. It trusts that your meaning is strong enough to stand on its own. Saying, I won't be able to make it this weekend, but thank you for the invite, is not cold. It's clear. It gives space for truth without defensiveness, Simplicity is not harsh, it's strong, it's gracious, and it shows you believe in what you say without needing to explain yourself into exhaustion. Mistake 5. Don't mirror casual slang to blend in. Stand apart. Language is more than just words. It quietly tells the world who you are. In social settings, it's easy to slip into the rhythm of casual slang just to blend in. Maybe it feels harmless or even necessary to feel accepted. But often this habit slowly pulls you away from your natural voice. This isn't about judging slang or sounding overly formal. It's about choosing your words with care, not out of pressure. When you speak from a place that's intentional, your words reflect your values, your grace, and your self-awareness. You don't need to mirror others to belong. In fact, when your speech stays true to you, it brings a quiet confidence into the room. You don't have to be stiff or serious. You just have to be rooted. Standing apart doesn't mean standing above. It means showing up with language that matches the clarity and calm you already carry. And that choice, it draws the right kind of attention without you needing to chase it. Mistake 6. Speak in complete sentences. Fragmented speech weakens clarity. There's a pattern that often goes unnoticed, starting a thought, trailing off, and hoping the listener fills in the rest. It might sound like, I just thought, maybe it's not important, but yeah. Or it's kind of like, I don't know, never mind. These fragments leave your ideas hanging, unfinished. And when thoughts feel incomplete, they land that way, with uncertainty instead of impact. Full sentences do more than deliver information. They reflect full thinking. They show that you've taken a moment to understand your own point before sharing it. And that creates trust. Think about speaking at work, offering feedback, or responding at a dinner party. Saying, I believe this approach works better because it aligns with the goal is far stronger than, I just feel like maybe this is better. Finishing your sentence isn't about sounding perfect. It's about standing fully inside your own ideas. When your words are whole, your presence feels grounded. You're not just heard, you're understood. And that's what makes your speech elegant. Not more words, but complete ones. Mistake 7. Stop using too many qualifiers. Just, kind of, a bit. Words like just, kind of, and a bit slip into conversations so quietly we hardly notice them. But over time, they soften our statements in ways we don't intend. I just think this might help. It's kind of important. It's a bit hard to explain. These phrases seem gentle, but they also blur the clarity of what you're actually saying. They make strong thoughts sound tentative, and you don't need to dilute yourself to be polite. Elegant speech isn't about using bigger words. It's about respecting the ones you choose. When you strip away unnecessary qualifiers, your message becomes cleaner, stronger, and far more authentic. Instead of, I just feel like we could try a new direction, say, I believe we should try a new direction. It's not about being forceful. It's about letting your voice come through fully, without hiding it behind layers of hesitation. Because every word you speak carries weight. Choose the ones that reflect you clearly. Mistake 8. Avoid emotionally hedging with nervous laughter. Laughter can be a beautiful connector, but when it slips in where it doesn't belong, especially in moments that are serious or vulnerable, it can cloud your message. You might say something honest or difficult, and then laugh right after, almost instinctively. It's a way of softening the weight, making others more comfortable. But in doing that, your words can lose their meaning. The listener isn't sure if you're being serious or if it's safe to meet you in that honesty. Nervous laughter is often a reflex. It comes from discomfort or a quiet fear of being judged. But your words don't need that kind of disguise. Instead, try a calm breath, a thoughtful pause, even a soft smile. These responses still hold warmth, but they don't blur the emotion underneath. You don't need to perform your way through discomfort. Let your words stand. Let them be felt. That quiet confidence often speaks louder than anything else. Mistake 9, don't mimic speed to match others. Set the rhythm. In fast-paced conversations, at work, in social groups, it's easy to feel the pressure to keep up. The faster others speak, the more tempted you might be to match their speed, just to stay in sync. But in doing that, something important gets lost, your natural rhythm. When you rush, your words can blur. Your breath shortens. You may sound anxious, even when you aren't. And elegance, true elegance, needs space to live. Speaking at your own pace isn't about slowing down dramatically. It's about being intentional. letting each word land with ease, letting silence play its part. Language is like music. It needs rhythm. And those who set their own rhythm, gently but clearly, are often the ones people lean in to hear. So instead of racing to match the energy in the room, anchor it. Let your voice move at a pace that feels real to you. That pace is where your power lives. Mistake 10. Eliminate trailing off mid-sentence. It signals doubt. You might start a sentence with clarity, then let your voice drop off near the end. I was thinking we could. Maybe it's not important. That gentle fade can feel harmless, but it signals uncertainty, even when you're confident. It leaves space for others to jump in or overlook what you just said. Trailing off invites interruption. It gives the impression that your thought wasn't complete or didn't matter enough to finish. And over time, it can quietly shape how people respond to you. There's a better way. Finish your sentences fully, not louder, just clearer. Let the end of your sentence carry the same intention as the beginning. In both professional conversations and personal moments, this small shift changes how your voice is received. It tells others and yourself that what you're saying is worth being heard. Conviction doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's simply a sentence carried all the way to the end. Bonus point, technique that instantly softens your tone while strengthening your presence. It's a simple vocal technique, but it changes everything. Drop your voice ever so slightly at the end of a sentence, while holding either soft eye contact or, if you're alone, an internal sense of presence. This is called vocal anchoring. When you do this, your words land with warmth, but also authority. The tone softens, the message grounds. It creates a natural calm in the conversation. Use this when you're setting a boundary, telling a story, or speaking in a moment that carries weight. It isn't a trick, it's a practice, and the more you become aware of it, the more natural it begins to feel. You'll notice people listen more closely, but even more importantly, you'll feel more aligned with your own voice. Let it become part of your rhythm. If you're still here, write the word clarity in the comments. It's how I recognize my most dedicated listeners, and your presence here truly matters. If this video supported your growth, feel free to like it. It tells me this work is landing where it needs to. Subscribe if you'd like more conversations like this. Simple, steady, and designed to support elegant communication and intentional living. And if a woman in your life would benefit from this, send it her way. Thank you for your time, your openness, and your growth. There's another video recommended right here that complements this one beautifully, and I'll meet you there tomorrow.